All right, here we go. Countdown for three. Three, 2, 1.
Hey, y'all, he's cool.
And he's Kegs.
And I'm Legs.
And I'm Zan.
All right, y'all. Welcome to the CoolKegs Podcast, a place for gamers to post up, cut up, and do anything but shut up.
Right.
What kind of games are you guys into outside of, like, aircraft games? I guess I'll start with you, Legs, and then work back across the screen.
Well, I've actually I've been playing Fallout again recently. There's a new show on Prime I just watched. It's actually really well done, especially for a video game recreation. But so yeah, I just finished that, and I had to start playing Fallout again. Otherwise, I do a little bit of sim racing, like Formula One, Forza Horizon.
Forza,
like
dude. Yeah, Forza.
Need for Speed.
Need for Speed back in the day. Do you guys remember?
Is that real quick? Is that Fallout show actually decent?
It's not bad if you played the games, and even if you haven't. My wife watched it along with me, and she said it was pretty entertaining. So even for someone who doesn't know all of the lore behind Fallout, it's still a pretty interesting show about like a post-apocalyptic wasteland based in a mirror world to this one, where nuclear power was much more prevalent than it is here. So it's basically
Is dog meat in it?
He is in the show. There's a ghoul that looks a lot like the that wanderer or whatever. Yeah. There's a lot of little Easter eggs in there for everyone who has watched the show or played the games. But even without that, it's still fairly well done with a good storyline.
Well, since we have time,
I mean, there's a couple of weird things in there, but you know, the normal things for post-apocalyptic wastelands, I suppose.
Well, the thing is since we have
Dude,
time,
Twisted Metal was the bomb. If you haven't seen that,
That was a pretty good one too. I used to play that as a kid, and yeah, I enjoyed the show.
Well,
yeah, I used to play it when I was in high school, but I used to love Twisted Metal, and Sweet Tooth was awesome.
Sweet Tooth is the best.
By the
Very
way.
well done.
Yeah, 100%. So, since we have time and we're kind of delving into each other because of the mishap scheduling or whatever. So, Legs, you were telling me something earlier that I had no idea about as far as being a tester. What games have you tested for?
Well, I started off originally. I was playing and testing for World of Tanks. I was in the initial alpha test, and in the beta test, I got up to tier 10. So they sent me the shirt, a couple of stickers,
That's awesome.
Some other stuff. And then World of Warships came out, and Planes. I was testing for both of those as well. And then ever since then, I've always been looking for new games that come out and kind of like give a little bit of feedback, but I've never really worked as closely with the development team for a game as I have here with Starflame and Metalstorm. So I don't know. It's something I enjoy doing is helping people develop the best product that they can, for someone like me.
Well, dude, I know you're exhausted right now, and you still made it here. Really appreciate you, bro. Kegs, what about you, dude? What's your kind of favorite games outside of Metalstorm, or have you tested for anything? Blah blah blah.
Solid no on that one. I've never tested a damn thing in my life. Well, no, I can't say that actually. I did some work with a company that will not be named because of an NDA. They were trying to develop a new kind of trigger mechanism. It was a rifle company that I'm a big fan of. Did a little bit of work with them. Basically, I just emailed them because I had looked at their schematic and was like, "Hey, XYZ seems like it could be tweaked." They're like, "Hey, we're gonna send you one of these, and you tell us what you think." And I'm like, "Sure." I didn't like it. But anyway.
Yeah, you're an affiliate. That's what you were.
Sure, you can say that. I mean, I enjoy. I'm on a page on Facebook for guys that do the same line of work that I do. No, it's not killing people and stashing them in the woods, as much as you guys seem to think otherwise. But I do.
You've seen it too. Say it.
I did.
Say it.
We'll get there in a second. I'm gonna finish my thought because otherwise I'm never gonna have it. But I do a lot of crushing and stuff like that, and quarries and whatnot. So I'm on a page on there, and I work with a lot of people around the country on that one, actually around the world. And we kind of like it's just a big spot where we can all meet and hash out ideas and shit. So that's cool. But as far as games go, I've always been into a more of a medieval knight type thing. I was a big fan of Skyrim. I liked The Witcher, specifically
Dark
3.
Dark Soul.
Never played that one. Never got around to it. Never did get around to that. Yeah, typically things with swords and shit like that I was more into. It was really my forte, if you will. That's always been more my thing. We'll get to the thing here in a second. Breeze, give us your answer, and we'll get the same thing from Zan, and then we'll address the wonderful thing that just happened.
The wonderful thing, Sir Ferio. Hang tight. So, as far as other games that I really enjoy, Forza, any type of simulation. So, I don't know if you guys knew this. I wasn't going to bring this up, but Google Maps, I don't know if you know Google Earth on PC. There's actually a flight sim available on there. If you Google it, you can see how to get into it. But yeah, you can fly around the world, and I really enjoy that when I'm not being, American trolley, New York. But yeah, when I'm not being a gamer. So, with that being said, what about you, Zan?
So I'm really big on Call of Duty after, outside of Metalstorm. It's kind of like the other game I play, and I'm actually better at it than I am at Metalstorm. I'm better at it than I was at Sky Warriors. I just happen to have a knack for that one. So we do a lot of Battle Royale. Like I'll play with most of the guys in LA. In fact, LA has a squad there. Since we're a gaming community and everything like that, so that's one of the other games that we represent. In fact, you see that in the that video that we put together. That's the other half of that we did was. And while that was just the cinematics, we were actually thinking about. I guess I can throw this out here since I was throwing this pitch to you a while back about the almost doing like a spin-off of that Red versus Blue thing. But we would use our characters. We would do some of it where we're in the air and some of it where we're on the ground, so that we can incorporate footage out of Metalstorm and out of COD. And we'd call it something like the LAA Proxy Wars. Since we're mercenaries and all that kind of stuff, we'd always have some engagement that we were involved in, and we could come up with all kinds of
by the way,
stupid shows and stuff like that with it. So it'd be pretty dope.
Yep.
But I also play. What's it called? It's a Game of Vampires. It's like like Be the King is another one that's similar to it. Where you get, I don't know, it's just like a time waster kind of thing. It's more of a solitary sort of game. And that's about all the time I have these days because work and music and kids. That's about it.
Well, so people understand. So not only do you do the music hobby on the side with work. How many kids do you have?
So
too fucking many.
I have my own and then one foster also.
Jesus, 6 kids, bro.
Half a dozen.
Yes, and we're gonna move and adopt her. Well, here probably in the next year or so. Like it'll take about that long, court stuff and everything. But that's the plan anyway.
Well, I think that you're amazing. So probably as a dad,
well, I appreciate that. And then since we were just talking about trigger mechanisms for gun companies and all that stuff that just reminded me of a really, really funny story. And it's the story of Accuracy International and their big like come to fame story. I don't know if you guys have ever heard it. I'm gonna actually, I've just sent that over to you, so I don't know if we're able to put it into the podcast or whatnot, but if not, I can also tell you the story of it. But these guys, it was just like 3 guys in a shed, and they made this rifle, and it's a fucking phenomenal rifle. And it was so good that the British military decided that it was going to become their new service weapon. And it was this whole story about when they were coming out, because they were like, oh, we're going to send out some of our folks to come to your corporate headquarters. We want to see your operations. We want to see the rifles and all that kind of stuff. And they were like, oh, holy shit. So it's a neat little story that they put together. It's kind of animated and all that stuff, but it tells a true story about Accuracy International that makes phenomenal rifles. So
Accuracy
wanted to
International?
throw it in there since we're doing Accuracy International. Yep.
Cool. Well,
And the video's in your inbox there for it.
Oh, it is in the inbox. Okay, cool. Well,
Yeah, so if we can add it in there, then we can play it for everybody. And it's a really great story. Like,
well, since
really cool.
since we kind of led up to this, we have a new, basically, producer. We no longer record really this. I mean, we do, but as a backup. So our new producer is Unbound Productions. I hope you guys like this. All of us.
Let's see.
Where are you going with this, bud?
Well, I guess it's really simple. We have a guest.
Pass the line, reel her in, buddy.
Well, we have a guest, right? So we have a guest that our new producer was able to line up. Who is that, Kegs?
It looks like it says Ferio.
Ferio. Who's this guy?
Yeah, it's me.
What's up, bro?
I'm like at the rifle.
Welcome, Ferio.
Hi guys.
Hey, what's
Sorry,
up, brother?
I think it was a mistake from my side because on my time converter it was like 7 a.m. my time, but I guess you are like 1 hour earlier. So
Yeah, dude.
I'm late because of that.
Dude, I didn't realize you were 12 hours ahead or behind, whatever. 12 hours difference. My bad, dude, Ferio. But
No, don't worry.
if people
my,
don't know
my
who you
daily routine.
well, people don't know who you
This
are.
hour.
How
Yeah.
long have you been involved in Metalstorm? But were you involved with War Wings before that?
Yeah, I played War Wings previously. Basically, the guy who introduced me to Metalstorm was a War Wings player. He was my baby one. And then he gave the promotion while we were on voice, while playing War Wings. Hey, check out this new game, it's like Top Gun, he said. I was like, okay, but we are still enjoying our retro dogfighting, so I joined like a little bit late, somewhere in March 2020 perhaps, during the Alpha series. So I only I think my latest lane on that game was the Tomcat. But after that, I quit because the game, my phone is obsolete. So basically, my phone cannot handle the heat of the game quality, the graphics and stuff. I can practically fry an egg on my phone because it's so goddamn hot. So I quit. Then I move on to War Thunder for a brief time. And then after War Thunder, there is a VDA guy called Jerry. He posted a lot in our Discord and promoting this new type of Maelstrom. Before we call it like Air Combat Legends, but he said this one is new. So Maelstrom basically it's easier for the phone to handle. So that's why I joined the Maelstrom. And since I don't find any other alternative that is better mobile dogfighting game, beside of this. So I decided, oh, this is going to be my new home. And you know, the community is also here. Like guys, like I played with against in War Wings, like Diggity, Metal Static, Royal Blood. They were like my rivals in War Wings. So when they are here, and I met also Tilak and then Big Ed. You know, I flew with them in War Wings as well. So for me, the community in this game is like basically War Wings moving over. You know, so I met new friends as well, like Legatus, and then LFQ, and you know, in during some tournaments, which is interesting because uh, I kind of late, you know, in joining squads. So I basically also not the founding member of Overkill. They have been around before I joined them. I was in Nemesis for 3 days before they fire me.
What?
Then yeah, I don't know. Suddenly I just like, what? I'm solo again. Now they want me back. No, sorry, no. I'm staying in Overkill.
That's how it usually works, right?
Yeah, probably because at that time I still don't understand the event, you know, the squad event. Because at that time I'm still practically still new. My plane just F5 Mirage. So probably I don't understand the way it works before. Then I move over to Persia squad. But it lacks a lot for me flying with the Iranians. So I decided to move over to Asian squad, which is in my server. And I met Jack from Overkill, and he asked me to join. And I've been there since then, you know, and now become an admin as well for that squad.
Well, dude, like,
Then,
so you've been here for a long, long time, but not only are you a decent player, supporter, that kind of stuff, but you did something outside the norm super early, which was kind of like extra media stuff. Can you
yeah.
talk about kind of what you did there?
Okay, basically, I was continuing the legacy of our late friend Stevie Mac. He was my friend in the War Wings as well. He was the media, like the media team for the Rumble tournament with Ladder. So at the time, Stevie Mac passed away, and then you know Ladder offered me, "Do you want to continue the torch?" And I was like, "Yeah," you know, because Stevie was my friend, and I like his work. You know, even though it's still simple, but I like the way he narrates the tournament. So I decided, why don't I give it a little bit push? You know, make it like a newspaper at first. Then after a while, I got bored, you know, because I think this is boring. You know, it's like old people reading newspaper. So I decided, why don't we make a little bit like fanzine? You know, like a little bit like tabloids and stuff, because people love pictures more than words. So I put a lot of pictures over there, try to create different format so people might, you know, take an interest to read the stories. And what I did was, there was no coverage of squadrons before. So at that time, I tried to interview like Legatus and then Metal Static, Diggity, and then Buck Sparrow and Jarex from Nemesis, and then my own squad. I think I've missed the 4Q guys, because at the time it was like the tournament is already ended. So, and also I think Leafy was not that responsive at the time, so I didn't have the chance to cover the 4Q people. I have the chance to cover the PDA people because they were like the most hated team in War Wings. So when they move here, you know, it's like, oh shit, you know, they're going to suffer, you know, because they are practically new and they just move over to this game. And people like Royal B is like, you know, like, oh, this is the time we beat them, you know, like teach them a lesson and stuff. So I decided to interview them as well. So basically, the mission that I want to establish is, aside from the tournament itself, I want to establish a squadron. So the people who's inside the squadron can have such a sense of pride that look, my squad, we are given media exposure, even though it's just like casual media, but at least there is something for them to read on and take pride on it. So that's my mission with the Rumble Media.
Dude, I understand that so much. I mean, I guess my question is, so you did this super early with Starform. Do you got anything
Okay.
going on right now? Is there any current projects that we could help you with? Or,
Well,
fans that hear us, random people?
well, I'm glad that we have guys like Lord Farquaad here. He's very good in video editing. And I think we need more like videos on like the one that Z-Man made. I appreciate it very much. He gave like tutorial and stuff, but I think Farquaad can make it like a more fun, because Z-Man sound like he's a Starform employee. Maybe Farquaad can make it like more casual, like to give people like a sense of a little bit of entertainment. And what he did with the tournament, the Unbound, the media coverage, I also appreciate the videos that he made. Like that's kind of the stuff that we need. We need to expose that a lot. Put it in the Discord, like so the community can see. So this game practically has an active tournament. Not just a special thread within the Discord server. So we need that much of exposure so people may participate. People may get engaged, with the activities within the game. Otherwise, people might get bored one day, because the daily routine. I tried to suggest last time to Jaws, like why don't you put the elimination to the role, like so because there's only two modes, TDM and AS. People might get bored one day because,
Yep.
like, for example, within my squad, they left immediately when the game changed to AS. Like, oh, air superiority, no. Bye. See you again in
Anything new?
TDM.
Anything new, right?
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
about
anything.
Ferio, I think one of the reasons why AS kind of sucks is the bots aren't exactly optimized for working like that. I mean, they do okay in team deathmatch. They can stay on your ass. They can flare a missile, no problem. You know what I mean? Like they'll kill you if you look away for half a second. But when it comes to AS, there's that mixed balance between do I get the point, do I take the enemy,
Mhm.
do I stay here, do I go defend B instead, right? There's too many options and choices
Yeah.
to really program an effective bot. And if they were to add elimination into the rotation or the new VIP mode, that would take a whole nother level of coding for the AI to be able to even grasp what to do, right? Like,
Oh, okay.
in EIP, you don't want your bot to just, he's in VIP, but he's going to go on a suicide attack run, get himself killed, and lose the game, right? Or elimination, same thing, right? If they get all excited, they go in the full attack. Well, now you have no wingman and shit like that, right? So,
Well, speaking of,
Well,
what's your favorite aircraft, Ferio, right now?
me, the
Mhm.
Tomcat, of course.
Oh, my next one. It's my next one I'm getting, and I am that close.
I give you a tip, man. If you have a Tomcat, keep it in low level
I put mine in 20,
until you reach
and I'm getting
until
beat.
you reach like 1,000 trophies. Keep it at low. Why? Because there is no disruptive there. It's like buffet, all you can eat.
Yeah, yep, yeah. Multi-lock is a big deal too.
It's true.
By the way, Ferio, where are you from? Like, what country?
Uh, okay, I'm from Indonesia. It's like an archipelago down here in Southeast Asia. I live in Jakarta, the capital city, which is in the island of Java. So where you guys have Java coffee, that's from my island.
oh,
Yeah. Well. So the thing is, we had a scheduling mishap. Perhaps even still with Royal, who's only 6 hours ahead of us or behind. You're 12 hours, so you're double the expected. Yeah, and again, dude, like that's probably on us. Just saying, guys.
No, that's okay.
But seriously, it was a big honor to for you to even ask to be, to be here. You didn't ask, but with that being said, though, like, what's your most memorable time in Metalstorm, like so far?
Mm-hmm. When we beat Lochness and Metal Ecstatic in the tournament.
Calling out the Dragon Balls.
Well, you know, the good
I'm a
thing
bit
about
familiar
that
with
rumble,
Indonesia too.
Oh yeah, it's down here near Australia.
Yeah,
Australia's our name. Mm-hmm.
you were actually in part of my area of operations some time back while Suharto was still your president.
Oh, that's like
Yeah.
quite long time ago, man. I think the last time he was in 1988 and 1998.
Yeah.
So that
And so then you guys had a lot of humanitarian crisis kind of stuff creep up somewhere between 98 and 2000, if I remember correctly. That was our big focus, was on the humanitarian stuff that was going on down there near Jakarta.
Well, the thing is, Indonesia is a very hard country to manage. We have like thousands of tribes here. So
Isn't it part
sometimes a
communist, part
dictator.
capitalist? Something like that?
We were communists in the 60s.
Yeah. Which
You're
is
a little far back in history there, Chief.
yeah. Well, I'm not judging. I'm just asking, like the complexity.
Cool fact about Indonesia: they have the largest Muslim population in the world, and also obviously the largest population of them in Asia too. Because obviously, you have the various Asian religions, and it's interesting because then you also have the Philippines, which is the other end of the spectrum for Asia, which has like almost all Catholics. I mean, there's a Muslim minority there too, but they're a predominantly Catholic nation. It's like 90% or something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, true. That's why the communists didn't run so well in here, because we Muslims hate them.
Yeah, and you would think that this would kind of tie us all together better too, because the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and
That's true.
I'll tell you, I'd love to stack some communist bodies.
Well, here's the thing: if you are in Indonesia, you wear a swastika, no one will harass you, or the cops will not harass you. But when you wear a hammer and sickle, you will get arrested. It's crazy, right?
I mean, I suppose the Nazis kind of hijacked that particular symbol and made it into something that it wasn't at the same time. So
Right.
Yeah, it's Hinduism.
correct.
It's
Yeah.
swastika. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the crazy thing about here. So people in here is like diverse. That's why the people who rule the long time used to use it needs to have an iron fist. Because Indonesian people is very hard to manage.
Yeah. Sorry, there's just a
like
cat that I want to love on right now. To perpetuity, legs.
The Indonesian people are like your cats, very hard to manage.
I love it.
Yeah,
You love your cats.
But do you have a question for Ferio? I mean, you've known him probably longer than any of us, so.
I mean, I didn't really think ahead too much on this, but you did the news for Rumble. Have you thought about doing something like that again in the future, maybe for Unbound, or just generic stuff in Metalstorm or
CoolKegs.
Yeah, I can do that. Last time in the Unbound, I cannot continue because I have things to do. Like I have very tight activities. Like I work. Here's the thing: I freelancer, so I work mostly on projects. So when I got a project, even playing Metalstorm itself is hard. I can only play like probably event only, like to honor my friends,
Right.
But during the Unbound, I got a project. So one of the rich people here made a villa, and he needs a consultant for the FFNA and HR. So I decided to help them, for that 3 months period, I think. So during that time, I don't have much time to work on the media because
Right.
to work on that kind of stuff, you need to have a clear mind, because the creativity will emerge when you have that
Right.
free mind. When you're busy, you cannot even make jokes. The thing about the
sure.
Unbound is, the Rumble media is, I tend to put some little jokes, in the media, like your reporter make a daring escape, when like Leggett is talking to himself. So things like that, I did that, to make sure that it's not boring. So during the Unbound, I got a tight schedule. But of course, yeah, if I'm free, I will do it. I will gladly do it because I still have the basic files. And guess what? Even the UFO now make that media. They made it like mine, the old newspaper one
Yeah,
for
yeah.
their Latino speaking tournament.
That's cool. That's pretty cool.
Well, dude,
Inspiring the next generation of media producers.
that's the thing. Like, we would love to have you on any special project, time,
Hmm.
ideas. Seriously, dude,
Yeah.
like, you are a legend. Um, we've spoke before we were even a thing.
Hmm.
But you're amazing, bro. Seriously. Some of the stuff that you put out early, in the newsletter,
Hmm.
like the magazine, like,
Hmm.
that's next level, bro. Like, for real. And I don't know. Um, I'm just so
I
thankful.
got something,
Yeah, go
if
ahead,
I
man.
may. So Leg brought it up earlier, and I was hoping someone would ask, but I didn't want to interrupt the conversation. But so on those two new flight modes that we have of elimination and the VIP deathmatch, have
Hmm.
you tried them, and what are your thoughts on them?
Well, I tried the elimination because of the Rumble have the sequence of elimination. And during the VIP, I tried it while Lord Farquaad is doing practice with his friends. So I entered the game and I, become his training partner, sparring partner. So I tried it. Well, actually, it's nice. It's like there's a refresh, because we only have like two kind of modes. Uh, it's not to compare, but War Wings has three types of modes. With the maps, Metalstorm has more than War Wings. So it's kind of like the new map, the Stormbreak is actually nice. I'd like to thank Starform to make that. Like, oh, finally, we have a new map after 2 years. So, like,
The city
it was
map.
like,
Everybody's been clamoring for a New York
mhm.
style map. Buildings.
Well, I think I suggested one time, like, not to compare with Ace Combat, but I played Ace Combat Assault Horizon. That Ace Combat is actually using a real, a mock-up of a real U.S. cities and Dubai. Like, practically you can defend the Burj Khalifa from incoming TU bombers from Russia. If I think that's, for me, that's the best Ace Combat because it represents real time. You're an U.S. pilot, fighting against a rogue Russian pilot. So
Well,
no Ukrainian, Ocean, no that kind of
Right.
system.
Well, and that was what you just referenced. What was that, number 6? Blazing, was that Blazing Skies or something like that?
5.
Mhm.
So 5 was Shattered Skies,
Yeah, 6. Okay, Blazing Skies.
and
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that would be 6.
Yeah. Yeah, Blazing Skies.
But that was one where they actually had the option because you had 3 AI. Well, for a part of it anyway, you had AI wingmen. You could be like, go tell them what to do, and I'm like, that was next level.
Well, and the funny thing is, so Legs is about to fall asleep, so I want to give him carte blanche right now. Anything that you wish to ask Ferio.
Oh, well, I don't know, man.
Pressure's on.
Yeah.
Under pressure.
Just throwing the shot at me here. Well, where do you think if we redid the Rumble tournament, do you think you guys would still be able to clinch first place, or do you think it'd be another fight?
Well, without much.
I guess, sorry, what I'm saying is, who do you think would win between 187, Kerr, and DRW if they had a rematch today?
Oh, those are all heavy hitters. Holy shit.
Well, I think it will be hard to predict, bro, because first of all, the 187 is not the same as the 187 who fight in the Rumble. Because lately we have people who's already retired because of work, and some of them are just like play casually. So it's my homework and North Napalm homework to bring that excitement back.
For sure. All the squads have changed quite a bit. Kerr is not the same that they used to be. They've lost a lot of their more recognizable names. I don't see them as online the same as I used to, right? And even DRW1, I mean, we shift players almost every week between 1, 2, and 3. There's some sort of transfers happening. Someone takes an extended vacation or stops playing the game for one reason or another, right? So I think it'd be one of those, you got to really roll the dice and see how that one would play out. It could go any way.
What do you guys think about maybe having dibs on?
Say again, bro?
What do you guys think about maybe having Biggity on if he would agree?
Yeah, sure.
I'd love it.
Well, for me,
actually,
practically,
because we have a member of LAA on the panel. If Ferio, I'm sorry, I mind fucked myself. Have you gone on with them at all? Have you done like the Friday night fights or any of that kind of stuff? You messed around with the LAA gaming community at all?
Well, I try to instruct North Nepal because he's our match coordinator, match fixer for external tournament. So I think Nepal already contacted with the LAA guys, and we're actually interested to take part. Some of our key members are keen to play, tournament because we see the tournaments as a refreshment, not casual playing. So, and we are starting to use voice, Discord voice to get better coordinated. Because previously we have not used Discord at all. We just play. So
yeah.
We're trying.
It's a crazy game
training for us.
Isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's true, and it's like a training for us because we are up against Kerr and DRW's coordinated. And don't forget, we got new teams that are emerging, like Dystopia here, Squad.
Don't forget about Cool-Kegs.
Yeah,
killers.
I saw a lot of new teams that, I think they are practically above me, maybe like the Koreans. They are greatly improving, the KTG guys, and then the Singaporean team, SG Top Gun, and the Nemesis. Because Nemesis recruited a lot of people, and the recruitment are successful, I think, and they practically playing in the Unbound, even though they were beaten. But I think they will gather up some new reinforcement. And that's why I hope in the next tournament we got more participants. Like, probably the NATO guys, LAA, and then VWM, SSG, like last time. So the more participant will be, I think I will hope that like we will meet new friends, we will meet new enemies, because I consider that the tournament is adding a new friends as well. Like
You're such a
we're talking
gamesman.
to the coordinator.
Yeah, you're a gamesman. That means that you just want a fair fight.
It's true.
Yeah, dude, you can see it in your eyes. Like, yeah, that's the good people right there. That's
It's true.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and your lighting still makes you look manic. So, way to bring attention to the eyes.
Cracked out.
I got the
100%.
tips though. I got the tips for the new players and the guys who got beaten severely by bots. I got tips for them. In the air superiority, let the bots take B, defend your ring. Then you kill the bots coming to your ring. And then let the bots, I Tilak, and probably like this may think that I'm crazy, but I order them around. Attack this point, attack this point. I don't care whether they follow or not. But the thing is, during AS, I usually put the emote defend B, attack C. So the bot, one of them will come to the enemy ring, one of them. The rest will go to B. And at that point, your mission, especially if you're using like Tomcat, defend your ring because there is one incoming bot to your ring. Kill that bot. Leave B alone. Focus on A and C. When you're playing alone, do that. And if you're using slower planes, then all you gotta do is pray. Like using A6. Oh shit. I do that before, I was like almost throw my phone faster.
It can work, but that's the thing. You get taken out once in that A6. You got to spend a minute trying to get back, and you're just a target for all those long range missiles.
So that's for
the
AS.
same about the Big 19.
Yeah, for the TDM, if you're alone against bots, don't go over to their territory. Stay in the center, retreat. When you're alone,
your bots will go where you go. If you get aggressive and you start attacking their zone, all your bots are going to follow you. And then when they get taken out, they're going to come back one at a time and then just get taken out.
Also, press help when you are being chased. Your bot will come, even though Tilak deny it, but it helps me a lot. Can you imagine? I one-time play, I don't get even an MVP. My bot 1, 2, 3 get MVP. So here's the thing: tactical sometimes defeats skill.
Yeah.
Like if you play tactically, you can defeat a higher skill rival. Like if you're up against, famous name guys like Apex from Nemesis or Silipra, from China. I think it's Chinese squad. Oh, they are great players. I think that they are way above me. Like, how do I defeat them? I need to play tactically. So here's the thing that people miss. They just think, oh, this gameplay, we're going to brawl. We don't care. We just want to kill as much as people as we want to get MVP. No, the win is more important than MVP because you lose trophy if you still MVP, right?
Well,
so
dude, I'll tell you the truth. We're about 52 minutes in. So, with that being said, before I give you the floor to shout out anybody or anything, Legatus, what does Dragon Wolves have going on lately?
Not too much. I mean, we have a fairly full roster. There's a couple players on the wait list that we're looking at and flying with, getting an assessment on, as we like to do. And we're also, I mentioned this last time, we're working on a DRW tournament that's coming along. We've got the rosters together, so we just got to line up all that stuff, and so that should be starting soon, probably early May. But that's a DRW only tournament. So other than that, I mean, we're just flying, killing, getting those level 20 squad crates as often as we can, and just keeping up that grind.
Top 3 in. Yep. Keggers?
I think CoolKegs got level 1 squad crate last time.
Maybe. Did we
even get a squad crate?
I don't know.
I don't think we did.
We're pretty competitive.
With each other. That's the problem, is we play custom match too much, because we really do. We go into custom matches and we just fuck off.
1v1, bro.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, we're not 1v1ing and actually flying. We're 1v1ing and like, hey, bro, is the vegan faster than Yardmark at fucking altitude?
Have you ever
we just race planes. That's all we do.
Have you ever milked the Keggers? So, Zan, what does LAA have going on?
All right. So we're going to have FAFO this evening. It looked like we originally had a 1v1 planned for 10 p.m. Eastern, but it looks like that has already taken place. So I don't know if that means they're going to do some open flying or not. And essentially, definitely show up. And tonight would be a good night if you got something you want to quash with another pilot. Go on in there, call them out, and if they're there and they want to answer that, you guys can do some 1v1s, and we'll get it all streamed and everything.
I'm calling out all Canadian bacon.
It's just ham.
It's just ham.
Hey,
all right.
So it's funny, actually. I know what you're actually wanting to call out. You're wanting to call out them French fries and that drink that are like floating above your head. It looks, when you move around, it looks like you're thinking of. It's like almost like a thought bubble is appearing above your head. It's like
this is an art project. It's a
Mickey fries
project. Yeah. It's
yeah.
It's colored pencil on black construction paper, but it does have
awesome.
cross sections of McDonald's, and it's called consumerism. But yeah.
I love it.
Ferio.
It's fantastic.
You get the last word, my man.
Okay.
Anything you want to shout out, talk about, improvements, anything?
Well, for me, the game is already okay. Like they continue on doing man, which is great because sometimes people get pissed when maintenance are in process where they shouldn't, because it should improve some of our gameplay, reducing lag and stuff like that. And I appreciate Starform still working on details. My hope for Starform is they make new planes. Come on, we don't want to play grandpa plane. Bring out the vegan Gripen, bring out the Rafale, or probably F-23. We want to see that. We don't want to fly Cougar. That plane even sucks in Korean War. So, come on. That's true, bro.
So you're you're saying that my FA Crusader suggestion was dog shit.
Crusader.
I'm offended.
I don't even remember the plane, bro.
We need a voodoo. We need a voodoo.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, like, it's okay if people have that kind of memorabilia, like vintage plane. I love it as well. The Cold War planes. But you need to put it balanced. Like one time old plane, one time new plane. Yeah. Not just like before you got the fighter, now you got the Jaguar. We don't even know that. We know the British made Tornado. we don't know about the Jaguar. What is their operational history? I don't know that. So I hope that Starform can balance it out. Once you already release a vintage plane, go release also the new planes. Mirage F1 is older than my grandpa. like, come on. You
It's
have
also objectively one
Mirage
of the most
2000.
OP planes out there.
Yeah, probably
It's
because
a
we
cheat
have
code.
boomers in game.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
okay.
cheat code.
I understand that, bro. But what I mean is make it balanced. You know, don't just keep up putting out outlanes. You know, people expect to see like how if KF 2021 up against F-35, who won? We want to see that. You know, so we hope that modern planes might pop up. You know, we hope that.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think Elon's will. However, I see Legatus trying not to say something. It's just your pussy's loud.
Well, I like what you're saying there. I mean, they definitely, I think, would benefit from getting some of the new hottest planes, the popular planes that everyone most wants, right? I mean, you got the F-22, the F-35, the Su-57, right?
Japan.
The F-14. You got a lot of the big name jets, but they're missing a lot of the really cool ones too, right? Like the F-23, the Su-47 with those
Barracuda.
forward right? There's definitely a lot of cool newer planes that they can go for, and even some pretty cool old ones too, right? But like you
Speculate
said,
on Dark Star.
maybe a bit more of a balance as opposed to going for our grandfather's planes.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to say that.
But well, to be fair for those guys, they're if they are really putting the parameters in to, I don't know, export these things. So things like the YF-23 or the Dark Star, right? Those are theoretical planes. The Barracuda, to an extent, they had flight testing. We also had an American version, by the way. But the thing is, with forward swept wings, we understand the aerodynamics, but we will never understand the military application because we haven't seen it. So it's one of those things where start
one is
balance.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I mean the American one. I think it's the YF-29
The YF-23.
because I played it on. Because I played it on PC. There is a PC game.
Yeah. So the YF-23
and YF-29.
The F-23 is the YF-23, and it's only because it was experimental. For some reason, the Y is meant to be experimental instead of X. I don't know. America. But, yeah. So the YF-23 is the Black Widow, too.
Okay.
There wasn't much difference between the YF and the F-22, though. There really wasn't.
Wing patterns and engines, I think. But that was early on in the testing program, so who knows?
You guys believe that it's actually getting ready to be phased out? Like they're already calling it like old technology, and they're ready to start pushing in a sixth generation fighter?
Next generation aircraft, bro.
It doesn't even have the vertical stabilizers on it. It's crazy.
What I would love to see Starform do, and I really hope they do it at some point. Obviously, we want new planes and new maps and all this other stuff. I want a helicopter dogfight.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
I want to jump into the Apache Longbow and fuck some shit up.
You know what I'd like to see from Starform? About 5 T-shirts, 6 T-shirts, and autograph poster.
I got the poster right
Call
here.
you guys out. I'm sorry. But that's the only thing we'll ever ask for. Yeah, we just want to rep you guys. So, beyond my head right now is McDonald's, America, all that good shit. The boys. Last words. Completely last words. Do you want to shout anybody out, Ferio?
Yeah, I just want to first thank you to Starform for making the game. Number two, thank you for you guys for inviting me to this podcast. I'd like to know you guys better. Of course, we should hang out one time, aside from the podcast and speak about stuff or playing custom matches together. I'd love to see that. And the last thing is, one of our member, Canadian, Brian Pringle, recently passed away. So when you see overkill people using Stony meta name, because we want to honor him. So if you guys met, how come this guy's name all Stony meta? Because we want to honor our late friends. That's all. Thank you, guys.
I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know, boys. I'm pretty sure we covered everything. So with that being said,
He's been cool.
he's been legs.
He's Dan.
And he, yeah,
Kegs.
That kind of stuff is why we still do this, because we still love to fuck it up for y'all. With that being said, y'all, we're the fuck out.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that noti bell. And like.
Set your face on fire. Let's get higher.